All right, it's the Olympic season. I'm going to talk about figure skating. I'm going to talk about what I think is going to happen at the Olympics, what our chances of getting golds are. First, I want to start with the pairs. I haven't really been following the pairs, but Denny and Barrett, it's a pretty interesting couple. It's a very, very new team. They've only been together for about 18 months. I saw them perform last night. February 14th on Valentine's of all days, and the guy was actually his girlfriend was actually on another team, another peers team, and they're competing against one another. So I thought that was pretty interesting. I don't know a lot about this team, but I think they have some potential in the future to really build upon this experience they're getting at the Olympics. I never really expected the U.S. to get a medal, at least in the pairs. Ladies is pretty interesting. Meryl Davis. She is a very charming girl. She's somebody you can actually watch and actually root for. She has a personality that will really attract people. You know, she's somebody that you can really root for when she skates. And I just think that having her on the U.S. team it's really good to have somebody who is a lady skater who can attract people and someone who can really tell a story, not just land jumps. So I think having a team of Rachel Flatt and Nagiscu, I think it's the strongest team we could have possibly put together. I don't know if we're going to win a gold. I don't think that's really likely that we're going to win the gold. But I do think it's possible that one of the two can at least medal, at least get maybe a bronze or a silver. That's a distant possibility. They definitely have talent. With Rachel Flatt, she's the most consistent, but the problem with her is that I'm not sure artistically she's there to really pull people into her performance enough to allow her to beat out a lot of the top women in the sport. So if I had to make a prediction for ladies, I would say that Rachel Flatt and Agosta is going to come in definitely the top 10. I think Nagiscu is actually going to do better than Flatt. That's my prediction. For ice dance, which has turned out to be my favorite, in 2006 in Torino, I saw one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen in my entire life take the ice, and her name was Tanith Belbin. I've always loved figure skating and the women skating, and I even watched the men, but I never really followed ice dance. And when I saw her doing that Latin dance and in that red, I was like, wow, who is this woman? Who is this woman? And since then, her partner, Ben Agosta, has had a back injury, and they recovered from that, and they skated really well in the U.S. Championships. They came in second, even though I think they won 5 U.S. Championships. And the younger team, Davis, Meryl Davis, and Charlie White beat them out this year in 2010. So now they're pretty much the favorites, them and a couple other teams. I do think Davis and White have surpassed them, but both teams are really excellent. And I don't think Belbin and Agosta has really peaked yet. Now, I know a lot of people are complaining about the type of music they skate to in their very last performance. It's this amen religious song, but I didn't really think it was really all that bad at all. I thought the performance was really good at U.S. Nationals. I thought Ben Agosta and Tanith Belbin skated pretty well. The music was actually pretty good. I thought the music was good. The problem was their outfits. You know, in ice dance, their outfits get kind of crazy, just like in other aspects of figure skating. But I mean, Ben Agosta, he looked like a 1970, a cross between a 1970s Daredevil and Prince or something like that. I mean, he had it was wild. It was wild looking. Take a look at it yourself. I was like, whoa. And I thought that sort of clashed with the music that they chose to go with. Charlie White, Meryl Davis, they've been extraordinary this year. Extraordinary. Now, when they're on the ice, it's like the two become one. You know, I know you heard that before, but it's amazing watching them. I can't figure out who's hotter, Tanith Belbin or Meryl Davis. My opinion changes every single day. I like watching beautiful women with a great deal of talent, and that's part of the thing that draws me to figure skating. In men's, you have a lot of people. I like Johnny Weir, who is very, he's just the most interesting guy in figure skating right now. Most interesting skater they have in the sport right now. He wears these feminine clothes sometimes, and he just says exactly what's on his mind. And I love the fact that he has an extraordinary amount of confidence off the ice. Sometimes when he's on the ice, it's sort of, you don't know, because like he says, he has a lot of peaks and a lot of valleys. And, he's been a U.S. champion, and there's been times where he's had a complete disaster. So I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for Evan as well. There's another guy that I don't know his name. I feel bad about it because I actually think the other guy has the best chance of winning, which is really weird. He's a U.S. champion. I think it's Abbott. Yeah, I think Jeremy Abbott is probably going to do the best. He's been the most consistent lately. Evan, I mean, you don't know what you might get out of him. He was a champion in 2009. He may come out and skate incredibly well. And Johnny Weir can also skate really, really well, but then, they're a little unpredictable. So it's usually hit and miss with those guys. So you don't know which skater is going to show up when you're talking about any given skater. So my prediction is that Abbott will probably medal. Well, I don't know if he'll actually medal, but he'll be in the top 5. And I think he would. I think he has the best chance of getting a medal. Anyway, guys, tell me what you think about everyone's chances. I'm still disappointed that Ashley Wagner didn't get a chance to skate. The U.S. only had 3 spots for the ladies, and it shows that things are changing in figure skating. Figure skating has gone through a lot. Its popularity has really dropped, but I think a lot of that has to do with the sport itself. Figure skating, like hockey, they're not like basketball and football, whereas with basketball, all you need is a basketball and a court or a crate to shoot your basketball into. It's a lot harder to really get into hockey and figure skating because you have to buy the skates, you have to buy all the gear, the costumes, and all this stuff. It makes it a lot harder for lower income people to really get into it, and you sort of limit your audience to like basically middle class people who may also have some people in their family who skated before. That's why you have all these big skating families. But figure skating, it doesn't have enough appeal to really appeal to people outside the certain amount of very limited demographic, I should say. So I think that'll change if we see a really phenomenal female skater or anybody who's just really phenomenal. I think part of the reason why figure skating stayed popular for as long as it did after the Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan situation is that we had Michelle Kwan, we had Tara Lipinski winning an Olympic medal, a gold. Michelle Kwan, she won about eight U.S. championships. So I mean, we had extraordinary consistency. We had extraordinary skaters, and that's what really carried the sport. But right now, we don't really have anybody who's that dominant. So the weaknesses of the sport is being exposed. So anyway, that's what I think about the Olympics. I'm looking forward to watching it. See you next time, guys.